Karen Albright grinned like a shark while her bulldozer chewed my father's bridge. The soft sunrise painted the whole mess almost pretty. I stood on my porch with cold coffee in hand, watching black SUVs crawl up my gravel drive. Behind them came that shiny white van screaming Silver Creek HOA compliance. She stepped out, first chin-high, clipboard clutched like a royal scepter. "Mr. of the HOA, we're seizing this property today," she sang too sweetly. I didn't yell, I just set my mug down slow. My fingers found the hidden button under the toolbox handle. "Falcon Stage 1, I whispered, calm as still water. Tiny cameras in the birdhouses clicked alive across the fence line. Green lights blinked under my barn eaves like silent witnesses. Scout, my old shepherd, trotted to the gate, tail low, eyes locked. Her fake smile twitched just enough to show the real Karen underneath. "Sir, please cooperate, this will go faster if you comply," she cooed. I kept my voice even and steady as stone. "Ma'am, you crossed that gate without real authority, and every frame hits the county, the state, and drives you'll never touch." Her eyes narrowed to slits, revealing the power-hungry beast. "We have full authority," she snapped, waving glossy paper. "Then show it," I replied, cool as ice. She didn't. Instead, she flicked 2 fingers at her polo shirt goons. They grabbed bolt cutters like it was some heroic mission. I pressed the second button, Falcon Stage 2 armed. The gate slammed, locked with a heavy metallic finality. Scout barked once, and it rolled like thunder across the fields. The men froze mid-step, looking suddenly less brave. Karen lifted her chin higher. "Proceed," she commanded like a queen. I had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but hope never stopped tyrants. Preparation did, and I had built mine for months. I wasn't born on this land, I earned every acre the hard way. 12 years in the army kept radios alive so brothers came home. When I got out, I craved silence and soil, not rules. 26 acres outside Silver Creek felt like heaven until the flyers arrived. "Welcome to Silver Creek Estates." They smelled like fake perfume and control. The map showed my farm in faint gray lines, just touching their perfect world. I drove to their model home and met the smiling salesman in his blue blazer. "Exciting times, sir, we're annexing for uniform community standards," he beamed. I laughed once. "Uniform standards, fancy way to say everyone's grass same height?" He nodded like I had seen the light. "Exactly, no unsightly trucks, no gardens, no tractors." I stared him down. "Disruptive, like actual food production?" He blinked, confused by real life. That night, I read their covenant binder and felt my stomach turn. Every line was sticky flypaper, pretty on top, pure control underneath. No metal roofs, no visible veggies, no agriculture that might upset the view. My lawyer Sarah whistled low when she saw it. "They can't absorb you, but they'll try." So I built Falcon cameras, sensors, backups, generator, the works. "You paranoid," Sarah teased once. "Maybe," I said, "but paranoia is just experience with receipts." For months I played nice, brought honey to meetings, shook hands. Most neighbors smiled, took the jars, and moved on. But Karen Albright looked at me like I was a stain on her perfect lawn. Letters started coming about unsightly equipment and nuisance operations. Then orange flags appeared claiming my fence line was wrong by 50 feet. They aimed right through my well and the bridge my dad and I built. I pulled every flag, tied them in a knot, left them on her porch with donuts. Next letter screamed emergency action, immediate possession. My hands shook. Sarah said, "Keep cameras hot, nobody touches a thing." 2 mornings later, the convoy returned, dust and diesel filling the air. They parked the flatbed by my barn, ready to tow my dad's old Chevy. Karen flipped pages on her clipboard like reviewing conquered lands. "Final notice, Mr. Compliance," she announced grandly. "Final notice usually comes after one that works." I shot back lightly. "Do you have a court order?" She waved her paper. "This is our authorization." "That's stationary, not law," I replied. Her jaw twitched. She snapped fingers at the crew. Speakers under my porch clicked on my recorded voice, demanding names and authority. Scout growled low and steady like a warning from the grave. The men hesitated, but Karen barked, "Remove the vehicle." The tow truck nudged my Chevy's bumper with a sickening scrape. "Ma'am, that truck is older than your whole subdivision," I said, stepping closer. You push it one more inch and you'll see how paper burns. Sirens cut the air steady, not screaming, just inevitable. Deputy Harris pulled up, took in the circus, and shook his head. "What's going on here?" he asked. Karen thrust her papers at him. "Emergency community action." He read, frowned, handed them back. "This is a flyer, ma'am, not a court order." She opened her mouth, no words came out. "Nobody touches anything else today," he ordered. The tow truck engine died, the air went still. For 1 week, I thought maybe she'd slink away. I fixed fences, worked my garden, pretended peace might stick. But people like Karen don't retreat, they reload with fresh lies. Then the county inspector call came about fake water violations. Next morning, a yellow bulldozer rumbled along my tree line. Karen stood by the creek, sunglasses reflecting my bridge like she owned it. "It's only a safety improvement, that bridge is a hazard," she called out sweetly. "Hazard to who exactly?" I asked, pointing at the survey stake. "To the community," she smiled like a saint. Her slick lawyer Pierce opened his briefcase like treasure. "Under emergency provisions, we stabilized the structure," he said pompously. "Authority from who? The people who care about safety?" I mocked. The bulldozer engine growled, hungry. Deputy Harris showed up again, shaking his head. "Hold it!" he shouted. The driver paused. "Back it up before that machine learns how to swim," I said. The dozer eased back. Karen folded her arms. "You can delay, mister," she sneered. "Maybe, but I sleep fine at night," I answered. A few days later, process server arrived, sweating with restraining papers. They ordered me not to interfere with their safety measures. Pierce grinned. "Proceed with securing the unsafe structure." I clipped on my body cam. Falcon timeline start. I stood exactly on my side, hands behind back, camera red. "You stay on your side, do your least intrusive thing," I told them calm. The driver planted orange fencing 3 feet shy, embarrassed. "Thank you," I said, "for proving the line still matters." It stayed almost peaceful for a bit, birds, wind scout napping. Then Mrs. about power shutoff rumors. Sure enough, bucket truck rolled up next day. "Got orders to disconnect your well power, sir," the lineman said. I smiled, polite. "May I see the order?" Signature Reed K. Albright. Deputy leaned in. "That's not county, that's her personal request." "Pressure from upstairs," the lineman mumbled. "Pressure ain't law," Harris replied. 3 white trucks arrived, then Sarah jumped out first. "Nobody cuts anything," she yelled. Pierce laughed. "Counsel, you're late." Sarah handed over corrected boundary maps, recorder docs, and emergency hearing order. "Judge Moreno on video in 10 minutes. Pierce's grin slipped. The lineman's tablet pinged. "Wait, this disconnect is for the HOA clubhouse, not him." Karen went pale. Pierce swore under breath. Then the bulldozer driver, nerves or fate, lowered the blade too far. It scraped the dirt ramp. The bridge groaned loud. Everyone froze. Wood cracked. Far end dipped, splashing mud. Kids on bikes started crying. Mrs. Holloway gasped. "That bridge wasn't lumber, it was Dad teaching me nails straight." It was fishing evenings when life felt simple. It was memory made solid, now half ruined. "Shut it down," Harris barked. "Engine died." Sarah whispered, "Destruction of private property." I whispered back, "That's evidence." Falcon upload bridge file. The next hour was pure chaos dressed as paperwork. Karen paced. Pierce argued. Deputy took statements. Neighbors gathered. Even the mailman filmed. Radio crackled. Second petition, imminent domain claim. Sarah's eyes flashed. "HOAs can't file that, only government." Pierce smiled. "The community is evolving. Your land is essential." "Harmony." I laughed. "You just bulldozed my memories." Crowd murmured. Then a tall man with doctor's badge stepped forward. "Karen Albright, what are you doing?" he called, voice carrying. "I helped write those bylaws for tidy lawns, not seizing homes," he said. Silence hit like rain. Karen looked suddenly small. State inspectors arrived, snapping photos, calling my hives hazards. Then my bees had enough. Golden cloud rose shimmering. They circled, not attacking, just forming a living curtain. Inspectors swatted, ran screaming. Pierce waved briefcase like idiot fan. Deputy muttered, "I'll be damned." Sarah laughed. "Defense rests." 10 minutes later, Judge Moreno appeared on tablet, furious. He listened, cut off Pierce, and ruled fast. HOA trespassed, destroyed property, false claim, restraining order now. No more activity on his land, deputy, enforce it. To Pierce, misrepresented, authority, sanctions coming. Screen went black, crowd exhaled. Mrs. Well, that's that. I looked at the floating planks, whispered, not yet. Protesters arrived from HOA clubhouse, signs everywhere. Some yelled protect values, others leave farmer alone. Caleb filmed live. Folks online, you seeing this? Comments flooded, stand with Tom, HOA overreach, save the farm. Chant rose, save the farm, mixing with bees and creek. Beautiful chaos where people still knew right from wrong. Karen stood trembling, looking lost in the noise she made. Pierce backed away, muttering liability. Sarah touched my shoulder, you won. I shook my head. I just survived, sometimes that's winning. That night I sat with Scout Moonlight on Broken Bridge. I decided to leave it half ruined for a while as reminder. Some scars teach better than new would. County ruled full restitution, legal costs covered, HOA barred 5 years. Judge's note, land is promise, not paper. Karen resigned, moved away quietly, her house for sale. Bridge rebuilt, that fall, neighbors helped, kids hammered, crooked but proud. We stood at sunset watching gold through trees. It wasn't just bridge, it was proof, no fake rules, no arrogant Karen could steal community soul. Sometimes I still spot black SUV, feel old anger spark. Then I watch Scout bees lazy over clover and let it go. World full of Karens, loud, sure of their goodness, blind to harm. You can't outshout them, you outlast them. Justice isn't loud, it just stands. Now I've told you my story, what about yours?